Really interesting problem here. The expression 6 fifth root of 3 power 5x power 45 times eighth root of 2 power 8x is equivalent to ax power b, where a and b are positive constants and x greater than 1. What is the value of a plus b? Okay, so what's really happening here? Very interesting problem, right? So the first thing we got to do is, or we got to think about is that we know that the product of these two expressions is equivalent to ax to the power b. Okay, so what we can think about is rewriting these two expressions into powers, right? So that means the fifth root, the eighth root, we can change them. So let's go for it. So what's really happening here is that, so what we want to do that we know of is that if you have nth root of x to power m, for example, right? That is just the same thing as what? That is just the same thing as having x power m over n. So that's how you change radical into exponent format. All right? So that's what we're going to use here as well. So let's go for it. So if we want to change the first one here, so what's going to happen? So we have 6 times, so we have fifth root of 3 to the 5th power x times x 45, power 45. So that would be equal to what? So this is just going to be the same thing as having, so having 6 times, so it's going to be 3 power 5 times, power, sorry. So it's going to be, so it's the same thing as, or we can just do 5 over 5, right? So let's do it like that. So that's even better. So we have it as 5 over 5, as we just using that, okay? Then times x, so it's going to give us what? 45 over also 5. Everybody good? So the 6 times, okay? All right. So what would that give us then? So it's going to give us, so this is going to be equal to 6. So this one is 3 power 1, right? Because 5 divided by 5 is 1. So it's going to be 3 here, power 1, okay? Times then x. 45 divided by 5 is going to give us 9. So that's for that one, okay? So we can do it for the second one also, okay? So the second one, which is then eighth root, of 2 power 8 x. And this is equal to what? This is equal to, so you end up with 2 power 8 over 8 times x power 1 over 8, because the power here, there's an invisible 1 as power here, okay? Because anytime you don't have a power there, there's always 1 that you have to claim. So let's go for it. So that's 1 over 8, okay? So this one will then give us what? So this is going to be 2. So 8 divided by 8 is 1, so it's just 1 there, okay? And then times x power 1 over 8, okay? So these are the two expressions that we multiply together, right? So because there's a multiplication between the two of them. So we end up with, and then we can also multiply 6 by 3, which is 18, right? So that's the same thing as saying that we have 18 then times x power 9. So we're multiplying that because this one now is the same thing as this, okay? So we're multiplying that one by what? This one here. So times 2 x power 1 over 8. Okay? So then this one is going to give us, so this is going to be equal to, so 2 by, this one is going to give us 36. Then we have x, 9, x, 1 over 8. So what can we do? We have x and x here, same base, different powers. So what can we do? We add the powers, okay? Because that is doable, we can do that. Meaning that if you have x power m times x power n, that is x power m plus n, okay? So you can afford to do that. So we're going to add these two together, so 9 plus 1 over 8. So, and then 9 plus 1 over 8, what would that give us? That's the same thing as having 9 1/8. It's the same thing as 9 1/8. So 9 1/8 is what? 9/1/8. So if we just said 9 plus 1/8 is equal to 9/1/8 as a mixed number. And then you can just change it into an improper fraction by multiplying 9 by 8, which is what? 72 plus 1, which is 73. So that's just the same thing as having 73/8. Okay, so afterwards, this one will be equal to 36. So we bring this one down. This is 36x 73/8. Are we good so far? So this is what we have afterwards. So if this is what we have, we're saying that this is equivalent to ax to the power b. So this is equivalent to a times x power b. So what is a? It's 36. Then we have x. What is b? 73/8. Now, what is our question? Remember, don't forget about your question. What is the value of a plus b? So if a is equal to 36, and then b equals to 73/8, so we need to find a over b, or a plus b. So a plus b is going to give us what? So it's adding 36 to 73/8, which is also the same thing. We can use the same thing here. That's the same thing as saying that I'm having 36 and 73/8. So it's like a mixed number also. So to change this mixed number into an improper fraction, what would that give us? That means we multiply 8 by 36. Whatever we get, we add it to 73. So it's 36 plus 8, times 8, sorry. Whatever we get, we add 73 to it. Okay? So 36 times 8 is going to give us what? This is multiplication, okay? So 8 times 6 is 48. You carry 4, and then 8 times 3, 24, so that's 28. Then you add 73 to it. And don't forget, everything got to still be over 8, okay? Let me put it here so that you guys don't get confused. So this is equal, so that will be over 8. So this is going to be what? So this is going to be 28 plus 73, so that will give us what? So that will give us 1 here. So that's 86, and that is 3. So you end up with 361/8, which is your final answer when it comes to a plus b. So you're looking for a plus b. That's your final answer. A plus b equals to 361/8. What a very interesting problem, ladies and gentlemen, right? Very interesting, very impressive. I love it. All right? See you next one.